Butler's quarterback's also on the Walter Payton Award preseason watch list, but I know looking at their stats last year, they led the FCS in red zone offense, and then they were top 2 in fewest tackles for loss allowed and fewest sacks allowed. So how much of that is their quarterback play? How much is it the offensive line or other aspects? And just from what you see on film, why do they have success in those areas?
Well, I think it goes back to, I mean, they're good up front. They do a nice job. So you don't want to discount the work the big fellas are doing. This guy might reach over and sock me if I didn't give those guys some credit. But a lot of that has to do with the running quarterback, his ability with his feet. You know, he just doesn't take losses. You know, in the pass game, even when people are getting him down, he's still not. He's getting beyond the line of scrimmage a yard or two, and watching quite a bit of their film. The other thing is as the field compresses in the red zone, the ability to have quarterback run game and +1 run game is really helpful.
And then I'm doing a senior feature this week on Trajan Cotton. I know he's already a guy with multiple college degrees, seems to do a lot of volunteer work in the community, and then he's played in every game since he's been here. So what could you say about how he's gone about handling his business both on and off the field?
Yeah, TC's a great guy. He's really done everything that's been asked of him. He's moved positions, he's worked his tail off, he does everything right. Popular with his teammates, and his coaches. He's just an all-around good guy. He gives his all for the Grizz, and you know, I'm excited for his senior year for him, and Garrett and Chris as well on the other side of me. And all these guys are all a lot alike. They're focused, they're single-minded, and what they want to get done, which is win games on Saturday. And you know, Trajan puts that in practice every day around here, and then he also does that off the field. He's just a great member of the community and a good guy to be around.
Hey Gary, I mean, you guys play football so much outside of when the actual games come around, but now you got the opener coming up, and it's your senior year too. So, I mean, what's it like when it's game week and you know you're gonna get to run out the tunnel on Saturday?
Yeah, a lot of anticipation. You know, none of us would be on the team if we didn't like the off-season work too. So obviously try to enjoy that while it's there, but this is the real deal. The games are what we're here for. So really excited to run out in front of Grizz and hear all those fans and do it for my family and the community and the state. I think that's the people I want to be out there with my brothers doing it in front of. So it's exciting stuff.
Coach, what does kind of Butler do defensively? Is there any person or thing that they do that kind of stands out on the defense side?
Yeah, it's funny, in this day and age, personnel evaluations are really difficult. You know, there's just so much turnover at every school. So the first game, you have some gray area on what the personnel is going into it. But defensively, I mean, they could have changed everything in the off season. I can tell you what they did a year ago. They've been a 4-down team, mix of zone and man free, and quite a bit of zone pressure. But again, first game, you got to be ready for everything.
Yeah, what is that first game like for coach, and a little more anxiety because of the fear of the unknown?
Yeah, coach player alike. I think the first game's a little nerve-wracking because you're not totally sure about what you've got, and you're really unsure of what the opponent has. So you just don't have a feel for matchups or again, personnel. You don't know what's changed schematically, so you have to be pretty vanilla and pretty generic and get a feel for it as the game goes on.
Chris obviously kind of came here doing a new position. And now on Senior Bowl watch lists and things like that. What has he done to get himself into that position and develop as a tackle?
Chris is, it's going to be redundant here, but Chris has worked really hard. He came in a year ago and hadn't played offensive line since high school. He'd been a defensive lineman at Nebraska. Our opinion on that was that he was out of position, and he's a natural offensive tackle. And I think you can refresh my memory, but he didn't take too much convincing on that. I think he felt that way too. I mean, he looks in the mirror. So he learned the position. He's worked hard technically on it. He got a little bit of baptism under fire and thrown into the games last year when he hadn't had much experience. I thought that was really beneficial. And then he had a big decision to make last offseason, whether he was going to come back or try his hand at the professional level. We had quite a bit of discussion about that, and obviously seriously agreed that another year of playing would be really beneficial to him in terms of his development, his chances to actually make a team down the road. And he hasn't disappointed. He's played great during training camp and spring ball, and obviously others are recognizing that.
And Chris, how much more comfortable do you feel, and what was it like when you were kind of going through that first camp last year compared to how you feel now?
Definitely take a pass set now, so that makes life a little bit easier.
What that is.
No, it feels a hell of a lot more better than last year. Just feeling a lot more comfortable in the position. Definitely feels right. Very, very glad I came back an extra year, play this game I love.
Couple more. Coach, last one for me. You said you wanted to, see how the first few games went to determine, play at quarterback. You've played two quarterbacks deep into a season and alternated before. Does it matter? Do you want one guy to kind of push forward and be the guy, or if both guys are playing well, how comfortable are you with playing two quarterbacks deep into a season?
Yeah, like a lot of places, we've changed quarterbacks around here. Like Chris mentioned, I don't think anybody thinks anything of it. I think it's the era of college football where a lot of people play multiple quarterbacks. You can't apply 80s and 90s rationale to what is in today's college football. So, I don't care one way or the other. I just want to win. I'll follow that up though, Sean, for you. I will say that decision gets made by the players. Somebody's, and it's the same at his position or his position. If you play better than the guy that you're competing with, then you play ahead of him. That's how it is, and that's how that decision gets made. So we'll see how it goes.